Hey guys, I hope the week's going well. I wanted to get a quick video out to all of you. Um, as I was looking through the discussion boards, everything looks good. We're thinking about things. Take your time on these discussion boards and try to flesh out your ideas. A lot of these ideas are going to be carried over to the essay on television in this class. So spending more time thinking about this, generating ideas, getting feedback, commenting on other people. This is part of the writing process. This is part of the process of kind of thinking about and mulling over the topic, going as quick as you possibly can to get the questions answered and moving on. There's no doubt that it saves time, but perhaps on the back end, it's going to impact you when you try to do a more important assignment, which will be the essay that is focused on these types of concepts. Regarding the essay, and you weren't penalized, or you won't be penalized for talking about movies on this discussion board. But regarding the essay, make sure that we're going to pick out a television show, and we're talking pick a television show and maybe an episode or two from that show that you think is indicative of that show. We can't talk about the entire show and all the seasons and all the episodes, because we would be forced to talk in generalities. We want to be specific with our language, but we want to look at shows, TV shows, as opposed to movies, because they have different types of guidelines. Movies, they can curse maybe a little bit more. HBO shows don't have that problem. But also a movie has to be 2 hours. So you have restrictions when it comes to character development, plot development. Can you imagine Game of Thrones in a movie? It wouldn't nearly be the same show, for better or worse, but there's no way you could kind of encapsulate that complex world in a 2 hour show. If you've ever read the books of Game of Thrones or The Song of Fire and Ice, you know that the world is huge, right? So even reducing it down to 5 seasons or whatever it's been, and 10 episodes per season. So that's what, 50. I mean, it's a lot of hours of television. All right. Compare that if you try to shrink it down into two. So we don't want to compare movies with television shows for this assignment. They're different in a lot of ways. And some people think the high-end television shows are actually better than movies because of these, the lack of time restraints that you might get in a movie. Another thing that is coming up in these readings and will continue to come up, and I'll ask you to explore for the essay, is just think about the impact of television shows and try to formulate your own opinion about the impact of television shows. When we look at an episode or an article like Girls by Roxane Gay, or we're going to see another article will be about Orange is the New Black, and we talk about TV shows that reflect a certain demographic on the TV. What is the impact of seeing people like yourself on television is something to think about. Is this a good thing? Is that a bad thing? And it's kind of the backside of that coin is, what's the benefit of seeing people not like yourself on television, or what's the drawback of seeing people not like yourself? Is it good to open your mind to other cultures and other type of lifestyles, or is it better to see yourself reflected back in television? I mean, it's something to think about, right? And maybe there's a kind of a difference. Maybe certain people should see different lifestyles. Maybe other people need to see their own, and maybe you can articulate why there's a difference between there. But this is what I'm going to ask you to do for your essays. I'm going to ask you to generate an opinion and develop an opinion about television. And today there's not going to be kind of a quantitative or concrete, objective right answer for this essay. The essay is going to be based around a hunch that you have, or an idea that you have, that you're trying to communicate to the reader, right? And so you're going to have to use specifics from your television show and specifics perhaps from some of the articles that we read, and formulate your opinion. When we write in this class, and I would argue in most college classes, we are arguing our opinion. And the point is to then use facts and inference to support that opinion. So start thinking about what you think about television shows, or a specific television show in specific, and the impact that they might have on society. And so, yeah, I don't know. I was going to say something else, but that's okay. Have a good week. And like always, email me if you have questions.